Hey, what's up? And welcome to another perfect, not really, but it sounded good, phenomenal, prodigious, positive, prolific, purposeful, power, packed, Phillips podcasts. Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh!
Guys, remember the purpose of this podcast series is to help you get ready for the FCAT in April so you can be #1 and do your best. Because if you don't, you're going to be our epic fail here. Nice. All right, I think we need to get started because they're coming for us. If you would, please turn to your packet, problem number 1. First thing you're going to do on the FCAT is red light, stop, and read the problem. Next thing you're going to do on the FCAT, yellow light, stop, underline, circle, box important information. In your packet, please underline or circle polygon A, B, C, D, and coordinate plane. On your packet, please underline the question, what is the actual distance to the nearest foot from B to C? And if you would, box or circle to the nearest foot from B to C because that's very important. And also, they gave us a scale. They tell us that each of the line segments here represents 5 feet. We'll talk more about that later, but that's important, so either put a star next to your scale or circle the scale. Next thing you're going to do on the FCAT, is green light, go, and work the problem. So they asked me to find the distance between point B and point C. On your paper, please draw a line segment connecting point B and C. Now once we've done that, most of us are going to want to count the boxes diagonally to answer the question. However, that's epic fail. You cannot count the boxes diagonally to get the answer unless the diagonal part is part of a triangle. So one of the keys to this problem, and one of the keys for you to remember on the FCAT is, in order to find the distance of this diagonal, we need to draw a right triangle. Because once we draw a right triangle, then we can use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A little bit of Pythagorean theorem. Da bears! On your paper, please draw a line segment going up and then darken this line segment right here. So now you should be able to see that you have a right triangle. Now that we have a right triangle, we can use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out this missing part. On your packet, please put leg A and leg B. If you want to call this leg A and this one leg B, that's okay. Remember, leg B and A don't matter. They're interchangeable. But the hippopotamus, ooh, he looks fierce, ferocious, angry. No, not really, but I thought it would work. The hippopotamus, or your hypotenuse, is diagonal from the right angle. So if you would, please label on your paper the hippo or the hypotenuse. Now that I have it labeled, I can figure out the length of my hypotenuse if I know the two legs. So now I'll count the boxes here to figure out the length of leg B. Just start counting 1, 2, 3, skip a few. There should be 13 boxes here. So on your paper, if you would put a 13 for leg B. I'm going to do the same thing for leg A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. So leg A is going to be 6. So on your paper, you should have that leg A is 6 and leg B is 13. Now I can find the angry hippopotamus. Now that we know the length of the two legs, we can use the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Remember, peeps, you do not have to memorize this formula. It will be on your FCAT reference sheet. So you have a choice. Are you looking for leg A or leg B? If so, we're going to square the numbers, subtract, and then square root. Or if you're looking for the hypotenuse, we're going to square, add, and square root. So let's take a look at a picture again. I know leg A, I know leg B. I'm happy because I have both of my legs. So I think we need to find the angry hippopotamus. But he doesn't look too angry. So let's make him look angry. That's what I'm thinking is an angry hippopotamus. He's just tearing that croc up. So if I'm looking for the angry hippopotamus, angry A, add A. So I am going to use this right here. Angry hippopotamus, A angry, A add. I'm going to square the numbers, add, and then find the square root. BTW, don't fall asleep. Because we're almost done. We really don't have that much to do. Seriously. One leg is 6, one leg is 13. So I'm going to square the numbers. 6 squared plus 13 squared. 6 squared means 6 times 6, which is 36. 13 squared means 13 times 13, which is 169. We said we are looking for the angry hippo. Angry A. Add A. I'm going to add 36 and 169. That gives me 205. I'm going to do the radical sign, square root both of them. The square root of 205 is 14.317821 equals C. Are you good so far? Nice. So we'll come back up here. We'll uncover this. Bada bing, bada boom. And we have the hypotenuse is 14.317821. But remember, that little thing that we talked about earlier, our scale, this cannot be our final answer. The reason why 14.317821 is not your final answer is because we have a scale. This little picture that they draw inside the scale tells you each box represents 5 feet in real life. So every time you see one of these boxes in the picture above, it's really 5 feet. So for every one of these boxes is 5 feet. So 14.317821 cannot be my final answer because I have 14.317821 boxes actually between C and B. That's how many boxes there are between them. So if each box is worth 5 feet, pretty easy. All you have to do is take 14.317821, boy that's a mouthful, and each box is worth 5 feet, then you multiply this decimal by your scale. Remember I got the 5 feet from right here. So I multiply the decimal by that scale, 5 feet, and I get 71.589105. Is your head hurting me? Mine is. What is the actual distance to the nearest foot from B to C? Right here, this is screaming to you, round it to the nearest foot. So you got a couple different choices. You can think of this as money. 71.58. $71.58. Is $71.58 closer to $71 or closer to $72? It's closer to $72. Or you could go old school and you can impress me with your math knowledge and you could say, I'm going to look at the tenths place. Nice vocabulary. Plus 10. Duh, bears. And when I look at the tenths place here, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, I'm going to move this number up the number line. If this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, move this number up the number line. If it were 1, 2, 3, 4, I will leave this number as it was before. So since this is 5, I'm really going to go back and add 1. So 1 plus 1 gives me 2. I round this up to 72 feet. Now we can go grid our answer. If you would, with the count's help, please identify on the front of your packet where the grid is for problem number 1. Thanks, count, for your help. Plus 50 for your group count. We said we would round it to 72 feet. So you have a choice. You can put the 72 on the left, not in this box, because that's reserved for negatives, but touching the negative box, bubble 7 and bubble 2 below. Or you can put the 72 all the way to the right. Don't forget to bubble the 7 and the 2 below. All right, guys, this concludes another P to the 10th power podcast. Yeah, buddy. Can't wait till next week when we go P to the 11th power. Just gets crazier by the moment. If you guys would, please put this packet back on the counter and return your iPod to the case so we can charge them up for the next group of peeps. Thanks, guys. Later.